Welcome to the Jon and Heidi Show podcast.
Jon and Heidi.
Here's Jon and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, Jon?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday. It's the 23rd day of May. Today is International Day to End Obstetric Fistula. I don't know what that means. But we got to end it, whatever it is. National Drinking with Chickens Day. Wait a minute. What? Who goes drinking with chickens? National Lucky Penny Day. National Medical Coder Day. You know what? I know some people who do that. I still don't know what they do. What does medical coding mean? Do you know?
I have no idea.
They code things medically.
They code things and put it in files so that your patient file is up to date, I believe.
Well, keep up that good work. National Taffy Day, World Turtle Day, and Chardonnay Day. Do you like Chardonnay?
Not so much.
It's not your thing?
No.
I'm not a wine guy of any kind. That's wine, right?
It is?
Okay. I'm not a wine guy of any kind, so I'm probably not a Chardonnay guy. And I've got a Dear John letter that is a doozy. It might take me 7 minutes just to read the Dear John letter. Okay, not quite that long, but it's a long and interesting letter. And we'll just say it's about a couple who's about to have a baby, and now I don't even know if they're going to stay married. So it's all over a name, and it's all over if it's a boy or a girl, and yeah, it's a whole big thing. You can see it in the show notes for today at jonandheidishow.com or at facebook.com/JonandHeidiShow.
Whether you have a credit card now and need a better credit card, or if you don't even have a credit card but you'd like to get a good one, we would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit
At bettercreditcards.com.
to bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. What is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, Heidi? Check your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Grab
usually.
a quick breakfast? Bad ideas, both of them. A neuroscientist is warning about the things you should avoid doing in order to protect your brain. And those include checking your phone right when you wake up. Don't do it. Emily McDonald says she's a brain health advice person on Instagram. And her tips can help prevent things like brain fog and forgetfulness. The mindset coach recommends that we wait at least 20 minutes after getting up in the morning before reaching for a phone. Why? In that time, the brain is transitioning between sleep and walking. I'm sorry, not walking, waking. That makes more sense. When our brains are really suggestible. She cautions that if you read stressful things at this time, it can prompt you to be stressed. The same rule applies at night. Try to switch off the TV, the laptop, and the phone way before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Avoid foods like cheese slices and chips as well that can lead to negative impact on your brain, leading to cognitive aging. Instead, go for foods like avocados and blueberries. So there you go. Well, I think I'm doing everything perfectly wrong. Surveys. and
Literally
studies
everything
and
on
such.
that list.
Yeah, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
So how do you like these gas prices? Not great, huh? How would you like to save money every time you get gas? I've been using this app for a few years, and it's amazing. You can find out more at radiosavings.com. When I first heard about it, I didn't think we'd have this in our area, but they seem to have stuff all over the place. You can sign up for free and try it for yourself. They have savings on gas, but on many other things too, like restaurants and convenience stores. Try it for free at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by Genesis Gold, IRA.com. Heidi, did you know that one of the most surprising facts about Friends is that it was not filmed in Manhattan? It was set in Manhattan, but it was actually filmed at the Warner Brothers Ranch just outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, because they had like Central Perk, and
Right.
people thought that was in New York. Well, I think there is one in
I think
New
there
York,
is
but that's
one
not
now.
the real one.
Yeah.
The real one was on a ranch just outside of L.A.
Interesting.
All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
Jon and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com. I'm sad to hear this, and I try to avoid these kind of stories on here because you never know. By the time I get this story, by the time we share this story, it could be completely different now. But it says Ben Affleck appears to have returned to his broody self. He reunited with his wife, Jennifer Lopez, amid rumors that they're headed for a divorce. They attended a movie event together. So there's like a whole bunch of hullabaloo around if these two are staying together, if they're not staying together.
I guess I'm totally out of the loop. I hadn't even heard they were having issues.
They said that he was seen wearing his wedding band, which was not seen recently when he was at a play at the child's school. So I don't know what's going on. But again, like I said, I usually avoid the stories because who knows. But I wanted to share it because if I didn't, then I would have felt like I'm avoiding it for no reason. But anyway, Horizon, an American saga, Kevin Costner's risk-it-all Western epic, rode into the cans on Sunday,
I
earning a
saw
7-minute
this.
standing ovation.
And he
So-
was all, it was like super emotional. He was
Yeah.
all teary-eyed
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was really
Yeah,
neat.
he gave a nice speech and everybody was happy. And that's all I have to say.
I like Costner.
Big screen, little screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com.
Do you have a mobile phone? How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Okay, pay attention, Heidi.
I'm
A
listening.
survey found that most people would rather have nude photos of them shared on the internet rather than their bank account information shared. What would you rather have?
Oh my gosh.
It's a tough choice, but I'm going to go with that bank info because I got nothing to hide in there anyway. What do you do? You going to take my $8? I'm just saying.
I suppose if you've been putting on airs though and pretending to be something
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not, it
See,
may
I'm
be yeah.
No, I've never pretended to be wealthy, and I do a really good job of being broke. So
I wouldn't want people to have access to my account
No.
like the
I don't
account
know.
number and stuff.
Yeah, I
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
want out there.
yeah, we'll just move on to this thing. You've heard the buzzword FOMO, the fear of missing out. Now comes
Yes.
FOPO. Experts talk about this, calling it the fear of people's opinions. It's becoming more and more common these days, and a concept named by psychologist Michael Gervais, who authored a book on the topic, says in today's society, we center on other people's opinions, making them hard to ignore and fear. We fear that these things can actually hold us back from reaching our full potential. Those who know say something as innocent as pretending that you've seen a movie that you've never actually seen, or scrolling your phone in an attempt to appear busy are both signs of FOPO, fear of people's opinions. That's what those things are. You may also fall into the FOPO trap if you tend to panic about a text message that reads, okay. You're like, okay, are they mad? What's going on?
See, I scroll on my phone to appear to look busy because I don't care about people's opinions and I just don't want to have any contact with it.
They say that they could also show up if you study your friend's face for negative reactions to a funny story. He says FOPO is a preemptive process to increase our acceptance in the eyes of others to avoid rejection that we've ended up doing as we scan our world for approval. Here's the thing for me. If you like me, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool as well. You don't need to like me, and I don't need to like you. We don't all have to get along. We don't have to be mean to each other, though. That's my thing. Just be nice to each other.
Depends on who you're talking about. Sometimes you can be mean.
Just be nice.
You have my
Scoop of the day.
permission to be mean.
Just be nice. Scoop of the day comes our way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Where's her microphone button?
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
And it's time right now for
Dear
Dear John Letters.
Dear John, dear John.
All right, this might quite possibly be the longest letter I've ever received as far as a Dear John letter goes.
Oh boy, buckle up.
Yeah, and I'll read it as quickly as I can, but I want to make sure that we read it appropriately as well. So here we go. Dear John, my husband and I are expecting our first baby. It's also the first grandchild in the family for both sets of parents. We've decided that if it is a boy, he will be named after my husband's grandfather. He was very close to him, and he died 3 years ago. My in-laws have been my in-laws have been kind of strange about it. They're very religious, and they've told us that they have their whole church praying that we will have a boy. And they've asked us to attend prayers and rituals with them. I didn't like that, but I went along with it to avoid any problems. Well, we found out that we're going to have a girl. My husband took it very hard. He cried in the car, then he turned his phone off to hide from his family.
Oh.
He finally told them, and they all made their disappointment quite clear. This has bugged me because my daughter deserves to be celebrated. A couple of weeks later, they started coming by to visit, but they kept referring to our child as our son, claiming the results were false because they have faith.
Oh.
I had several fights with them, but they kept it up, and my husband has sided with them. Well, my sister-in-law called to inform me that she arranged for a baby shower. I get along very well with her, and I was happy about that. But when I arrived, the room was decorated with balloons that were blue, a blue cake, and Grandpa's name in the decorations everywhere.
That is so messed up.
My sister-in-law explained they were still hoping the gender results were false, and they're still hoping it's a boy. I looked at my husband, and he agreed with her. I lost my temper and yelled at both of them. I told them that you guys are delusional. You need to stop treating my daughter like she's unwanted. And you can throw a party right next time instead of an imaginary grandson party. Yikes. My mother-in-law started crying. I took my bag and I walked out. My husband followed me outside and told me that I insulted him and his entire family. He said it was disrespectful to the memory of his grandfather and I needed to come in and apologize. I told him to wake up and see the insanity. He said, I need to suck it up and play along. He said they need some time to get over the shock that it's not a boy. I said, absolutely not, and I demanded that he take me home. He said no, so I got a ride. He called 15 times, then texted that he would not be home until I come over and apologize for ruining everything they've done for me. He then suggested that I might be mentally unstable.
Oh my gosh.
I sent one response and said, then I guess you're not coming home. And he didn't, and he still hasn't. We've not spoken or texted since this weekend. So what is my next move? This has to stop. And I think I'm okay ending my marriage over it. But is that short-sighted? What do I do? Signed, Proud Girl Mom. Here's the thing that I think is really sad. First of all, the child hasn't even been born yet. So you don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Like, nope, nobody knows. I mean,
mistakes do happen with those things. They do.
But I think you should celebrate this child, whether it's a boy or a girl. I know somebody who, well, let's think about famous people. Like there's a famous actress named Daryl Hannah. Daryl is typically a boy name, but Daryl Hannah. I know a couple of females named Charlie. You know, so at the end of the day, and especially in, what year is this? 2024? You can literally name anybody anything you want. You could name them Apple Cart if that's what you wanted to name them. I mean, now somebody's going to do that. But what I'm saying is you can still honor grandfather even if you have a beautiful, wonderful bundle of baby girl. And if these people are right and they're saying that, hey, I have faith that it's going to be a boy and it comes out as a boy, then you can honor the grandfather with the boy name. But doesn't it seem like a weird thing for this party to get started the way that it's getting started and it's turned into this giant problem?
It's a mess. I would be so angry.
And
so angry.
You know, I don't understand why grandmother would be crying over this. You know, I understand that, yeah, if we have a son, we want to name him, and it doesn't say what the grandpa's name was. I really wish it would have said that, because I don't know if it's like Clarence or if it's, you know, Billy or who knows. I have no clue. That would have been a wonderful thing to add to the story, by the way. I know we didn't have much room with the 9 pages. But if you would like to chime in with some advice, you can do that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. What do you think, Heidi?
I think your husband needs counseling.
Well, and I think you got some time apart. I think that you guys one of you needs to grow up and reach out to the other one and hopefully patch everything up and make it all work out. You can chime in with advice if you'd like at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Whether you have a credit card now and need a better credit card, or if you don't even have a credit card but you'd like to get a good one, we would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit
At bettercreditcards.com.
with bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Cupcakes can be as addictive as cocaine. Holy cow. Did you know that?
I would disagree with that, probably. I guess it depends on where you're getting your cupcakes from.
I suppose. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Penguins can jump as high as 9 feet in the air. That is pretty crazy.
Wow.
That's amazing, actually. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Cats sleep for 2/3 of their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sleeping more than they're awake. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Starfish do not have a brain. So when you think about the character Patrick. Good morning, Krusty Krab. You know, he doesn't have a brain, apparently. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The word aquarium means watering place for cattle in Latin. That's what aquarium means.
Oh.
And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Human birth control pills also work on gorillas. Why do we need to know that?
Really?
And how did we find that out? That is so bizarre. I don't want to know what was going on at that zoo, to be quite honest. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
So how do you like these gas prices? Not great, huh? How would you like to save money every time you get gas? I've been using this app for a few years and it's amazing. You can find out more at radiosavings.com. When I first heard about it, I didn't think we'd have this in our area, but they seem to have stuff all over the place. You can sign up for free and try it for yourself. They have savings on gas, but on many other things too, like restaurants and convenience stores. Try it for free at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com. This question, Heidi, this happens more often on Tuesdays than any other days of the week. What is it?
Late for work.
Yes, being late for work. How in the world did you know
I
that?
don't know.
You're a good guesser. You know that? You get a lot of these right. Sometimes you're way off.
I don't, actually.
Yeah, you know, you way more than I would, because I would not know any of them, but you guessed really well. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com.
Do you have a mobile phone? How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. This was in the news this last week, and it's just weird. Wiley Keough is challenging the, she says, fraudulent sale of her grandfather's iconic home. You might have heard of her grandfather, Elvis Presley, and the home, Graceland. Okay. Apparently, it was supposed to go to a foreclosure auction. Did you hear about this?
I have heard nothing
about this. A temporary restraining order halted the sale of the Memphis estate just days before it was set to be auctioned off. Earlier this month, it was revealed that the late king of rock and roll's beloved residence, Graceland, would be sold to the highest bidder after a previous owner, Lisa Marie Presley, failed to pay back a $3.8 million loan taken out in 2018 before her death. But a lawsuit filed by her daughter says, no, my mother never took out a loan. She says these documents are false. So I don't know what the whole truth is, but how weird would that have been for Graceland to be foreclosed? You imagine going to a foreclosure auction buying Graceland?
For Graceland. I went to an auction. What'd you buy? Graceland?
I mean, that's just weird. So weird. That's why it's today's weird news. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. The best drinking games, according to experts. I don't know how you become an expert on this, but some have. So never have I ever used never have I ever as a prefix to a sentence for something you've never done, and everyone who's never done that has to take a sip.
Right.
Another one, straight face. Players write ridiculous or inappropriate sentences on a piece of paper. One at a time, each player chooses a slip of paper and attempts to read it without giggling or cracking a smile. If they fail, they drink.
That sounds like fun.
Beer pong. Well, you know how that goes. Flip cup. We've seen those before. It's where you flip the cup over. You drink as much as you can. You flip the cup over, and as many times it takes to flip to win to whatever. And the last one here is King's Cup. Lay out a deck of cards face down in a circle around a central cup. That's the King's Cup. Players take turns picking a card from the circle. Each card has a different rule for making people drink. Best enjoyed with a large number of players so you don't incapacitate yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you for the best drinking games. I'm sure Heidi needed that list. Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. Our quote today is from Vince Lombardi. You've heard of him before, right? football
Yeah,
guy?
I have. I'm not super familiar with him,
he's
but
a
I know the name.
Yeah, the Lombardi Trophy football
Okay,
guy. Okay,
sure,
so
yeah,
anyway,
all
Vince
right.
Lombardi, Coach Lombardi says, the only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. I don't know if I sounded anything like he did, but
I have no idea. I wouldn't have known. You could have told me you sounded just like him, and I would have been like,
then I
good
nailed
job.
all right. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It's actually a really cool story from Down Under in Sydney, Australia. Here's where this story comes from. Doctor still cancer-free after incurable brain tumor diagnosis, thanks to his own treatment. Yeah.
Oh.
This doctor, Professor Richard Scoyler, has announced that he remains cancer-free a year after undergoing a pioneering treatment for glioblastomia, one of the most aggressive and deadly forms of brain cancer. He's 57. He's a professor. The latest MRI scan confirmed no recurrence of the tumor, marking a significant milestone in the fight against GBM. That's the glioblastoma. This doctor, renowned for his groundbreaking research on melanoma, was diagnosed with a particular aggressive type of cancer in his own brain last June. He had some seizures while he was in Poland.
Yikes.
GBM typically has a dire prognosis. Most patients survive less than a year. However, this doctor experienced his experience has defied these odds, offering new hope for other patients as well. He shared his joy on social media. He talked about how he went through and they were not able to find anything else. There's no recurrence, and he says, I couldn't be happier. So his treatment was a world first involving pre-surgery combination of immunotherapy, leveraging his extensive knowledge and research on melanoma.
Wow.
He applied this to an innovative approach in his own condition. The novel treatment strategy aimed to activate the immune system to fight the cancer more effectively. It says, we've shown that you can activate the immune system and do it very well. This is now a foundational step towards the change the field in the way drugs are explored in brain cancer. How amazing is this?
That is beautiful news.
So it would have been great news no matter who had it, but I think it's just kind of super special when this doctor is the one who cured himself or is in the process of curing himself with treatment that he was, working on his own. So
yeah, that's amazing.
I think it's very cool. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.